Now the bass thing, what that was about, when we went in the studio, and you gotta understand and remember, when I went in the studio, as far as with Beefbox, um, I had no idea, what was finna take place at that time. I was just a spectator. So when we did the beats and stuff, and even though I directed how the beats and everything were going to go, I had no idea about the bass, far as making it bigger or how you do that stuff. I'm I'm green. I don't even know what's going on right now. I'm doing something just off of natural instinct, what I was doing. But by the time I went back in the studio with Bass Rock Express, before we got in the studio, I knew that I wanted bass. I knew that by this time, you know we need some real heavy bass and some music, and so that was my goal. And I knew that we wanted more bass than we had in Beefbox. So the thing was that we was like, okay, once we get in the studio, and like my father, and he spoke to the engineer, and he told him, say, hey, this is what we're gonna need. Can you do it? And he was like, hey, no problem. We could do it. What have you? It was like, okay, cool. So when we went in the studio, because we worked with, I don't even remember what drum machine was on Beefbox. I don't know if it was the Lin. It could have been the Lin, because Frank liked the Lin 900. So I don't know if it was the Lin 900 or not. But I know by the next time we went in with Bass Rock Express, I know we had the 808, because that was the only machine that could give us the sound that we was looking for. We didn't know anything about necessarily these machines. I didn't know anything about them. But when we talked to professionals, as far as the engineers and stuff like that, and they said, well, this machine here will give you that sound, yada yada. Cool, okay. So we went in, and that's when we got the bass as high as we can get it with the levels at that time. And we always pushed more and more. Every time we did go in the studio, we always pushed more and more to get higher levels, stronger levels on the bass side of things. As far as the vocoder, the vocoder idea pretty much came from Kraftwerk, because at that time Kraftwerk, they were jamming, and they had like numbers and different things like that, tracks. And that's when you know and me being, like I said, working with music all day long and all the hot records and stuff, so I had all these different ideas in my head. So when we got to the studio, and then I didn't want to uh you know rap or do anything like that at the time. It was like, you know, it was this, I just could do this music thing. And, this is my second time in doing something. So we searched this unit. I forget the name of that harmonizer, what have you. And we searched for some voices, and then we started getting like into the Dark Vader voice and different things like that. And and then we found something that really was, because the main thing about it, because of the bass, we wanted everything to be big. You know what I'm saying? That's why we had the big horns. We had, we rented the emulators to come in, because we wanted everything big and strong and full bodied, like the bass, because we wanted to make, big productions. And so everything was to be big. So the vocoder, we wanted a heavy vocoder sound. And that's why we went more for, like I say, the Dark Vader type, heavy type sound. And, you know, and then we found the right pitch. And, as we searched, I, went into the booth and, I would talk and just trying to figure out different ways to talk into the mic to get the right voice, because if you're talking with your regular voice, what'll happen, you're gonna kind of hear that in the vocoder. So I would have to talk something like this, and and just let the variations come out. And as the engineers tuning it, I'm talking, and then we find the right voice, and boom, and that's what it was.